Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the basement and I have to start with showing you what I cannot do and why I can't do those things. In this video, if you guys saw the last video, I wanted to pour this self-level and not have to worry about any more flooring. I could close up this wall, that wall, and maybe get a taper in here to tape and then the painter to paint. But unfortunately, I only have one bag of self-level. I went to go buy more. The friend of mine that supplied me with the self-level for the rest of the area doesn't have any more bags, so I said let me just go buy it. Unfortunately, they're all sold out and I'm just gonna give it one more week. Worst case, I'm going to get a different kind of self-level, which might be a different color than these, but I have to move this project along. It's just a basement, and hey, you guys get to see what happens when you use two different kinds of self-level in the same room, and it'll make for a good video. But since we're not able to do that, there is something that I wasn't gonna do and decided I should do it. You know, when you do a project, a big project, and in the end there's that one thing said during the project, that's not gonna bother me, let me just leave it the way it is. Well, we're gonna focus on one of those things today, because I've always looked at this and avoided it and said it won't bother me after I finish all the construction, but the truth is it is gonna bother me. And that is this wire right here. When I did this work, it was a very long time ago. It was just to move this box. It was on this wall and I wanted to move it on this wall and have all the Wi-Fi and internet over here. And I wasn't looking to open up any walls, so I just left it out in the open like that. Now that, you know, we did so much construction, I think it's time that I put these wires inside the wall and jerry rig something and make something work where you can't see these wires. I'm a little bit scared because this is fiber optic, you know, the file stuff. If I do cut that wire by accident or snap it by accident, I lose internet in the house. So that's one of the reasons why I've been avoiding this. But since I have the time, since I can't do the floor, I am going to work on this, try to get this inside the wall. To start off, I'm just gonna open up the bottom to see what I have to work with and the space that I have, and then unmount this and we'll see. I don't know how it's gonna go, but stick along and we'll see. So I'm gonna set the camera up, start cutting up some wall and making things work. So let me show you guys where I'm at. I unmounted the box and I cut up the hole because I want to get these wires back inside the wall and running in through here and coming out through here. These wires are, this is a coaxial, this is a power wire, this one is the fiber optic, the black one. The yellow one is a Ethernet cable and this one is a ground cable. I'm going to be running all of these through the wall, in and up. But the first wire that I'm going to be focusing on is the fiber optic. I have gotten a couple of wires too to send the power over. I have a BX wire. The Ethernet, I have a yellow Ethernet wire. I have a couple of colors upstairs and I decided to use yellow. And I have two Cat 6 terminates. I have an, what is this, a low voltage box, and I brought two just in case I want to use a different style. But this, I'm just gonna put it on the wall behind the box and just send the wires through the hole. I'm not gonna do anything special with that. And I brought these tie wires just in case, like I want to tie some of these wires up. So that is what I'm going to be working on now. I want to do the fiber optic cable first because I have to take off the sheetrock from the top, send that wire back up, and then send it down and make a hole here and bring it over. You guys are going to see what I'm going to do. Allow me to show you where I'm at. So I got the coax cable. I switched it. I went and bought a 9-foot one because it's better to have more than less, and everything closed and stuff. So I have the coax, I have the data cable, Cat 6, I have the ground cable that you need, and the fiber octave. I hooked everything up to make sure everything's working well. And what I'm going to be doing now is, look at this mess. Look at this mess. I also cut this out, the piece that goes the L shape. I have to remove that white piece of sheetrock there, but that's gonna drop and I wanna be careful with that. But what I'm gonna be doing is, I'm not gonna be running the BX anymore. I'm gonna be running this wire now, which is a regular cloth. It shouldn't be going in the wall, but it's such a short run from there to there that I don't think it'll matter. And I'm gonna wire it to the outlet that's up there. So I am going to hit the breaker and then run this wire from one side to the other. Also, I want to apologize if you can't really see what's going on up there. It's a tight corner, it's a little dark, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'll be sure to keep showing you guys what I'm doing as the process goes on. unplugging everything, running the wires, then plugging everything back in to see if it test it and see if it works, then putting the sheetrock, and then running the wire permanently. I finally got it in and everything's working perfectly. Let me show you guys. So before, the wires were coming from here into here, and now it's all coming from the box below and behind this panel, and everything is much cleaner. It's a little dark spot up there, and I'm sorry guys that I can't really show you much as far as when I was doing the work, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward, this work. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is one of those things that you do while you're in the middle of construction. If you don't do it during the construction, you say, it doesn't matter. But when it's all done, you look back at it and you say, I should have done that. So since I couldn't do the self-level in this area today, I decided I'm gonna do this because I don't want to miss this week's video. So I hope you guys learned something in this area. And yes, I do know how to do low voltage. I try to get my hands into every trade that I possibly can, because the more you know, the more you're able to do. A lot of people are afraid to mess with this kind of stuff, and to be honest, it's very simple. But just buy the tools and get used to it. They're fairly cheap. You don't have to go crazy spending a lot of money on low voltage tools, but I recommend that if you want to move this box, take a stab at it and just be very careful, because if you live with a lot of people, you don't want to see them when they don't have internet. So that's going to be it for this video. If you learned something new, you could show me by giving me a like. Any comments or questions, leave it in the comments down below. And if you want to see the rest of this room complete, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks.